his gut, like there were worms in there, tiny blind white worms, hungry worms, worms he could not hope to satisfy. He knew what they were, and they knew what they were. And then he'd won third prize in the pub raffle, a 3-foot-high, orange and white teddy bear. Even the worms had laughed at him then, and he'd known the day would end badly. As it was doing now, the phone as insistent as last orders. Ringing with whatever bad news couldn't wait until the morning shift. He knew what it meant, of course. Hadn't he been expecting it these past weeks? But still he was reluctant to pick up the receiver. At last he did. "Flight speaking." "There's been another one, sir. The Wolfman. He's done another." Flight stared at the silent television. Highlights of the previous day's rugby match. Grown men running after a funny-shaped ball as though their lives depended on it. It was only a bloody game after all. And propped up against the side of the TV, that smirking prize, the teddy bear. What the hell could he do with a teddy bear? "Okay," he said. "Just tell me where." "After all, it is only a game." Rebus smiled and nodded at the Englishman across the table. Then he stared out of the window, pretending once more to be interested in the blur of dark scenery. If the Englishman had said it once, he had said it a dozen times, and during the trip he had said little else. He also kept stealing precious legroom from Rebus, while his collection of empty beer cans was creeping across the table, invading Rebus's space, pushing against the neatly folded stack of newspapers and magazines. "Tickets, please!" yelled the guard from the other end of the carriage. So, with a sigh, and for the third time since leaving Edinburgh, Rebus sought out his ticket. It was never where he thought it was. At Berwick, he'd thought it was in his shirt pocket. It was in the outer top pocket of his Harris tweed jacket. Then at Durham, he'd looked for it in his jacket, only to find it beneath one of the magazines on the table. Now, 10 minutes out of Peterborough, it had moved to the back pocket of his trousers. He retrieved it and waited for the guard to make his way forward. The Englishman's ticket was where it had always been, half hidden beneath a beer can. Rebus, although he knew every word almost by heart, glanced again at the back page of one of his Sunday papers. He had kept it to the top of the pile for no reason other than a sense of devilment, enjoying the thick black letters of the headline, "Scotch Whahe," beneath which was printed the story of the previous day's Calcutta Cup clash at Murrayfield. And a clash it had been. No day for weak stomachs, but a day for stout hearts and determination. The Scots had triumphed by 13 points to 10, and now here Rebus was, on a late-evening Sunday train, packed with disappointed English rugby supporters, heading towards London. London. Never one of Rebus's favourite places. Not that he was a frequent visitor, but this was not pleasure. This was strictly business, and as a representative of the Lothian and Borders Police, he was to be on best behaviour. Or, as his boss had put it so succinctly, "No fuck-ups, John." Well, he would do his best. Not that he reckoned there was much he could do, right or wrong. But he would do what he could. And if that meant wearing a clean shirt and tie, polished shoes, and a respectable jacket, then so be it. "All tickets, please." Rebus handed over his ticket. Somewhere in the corridor up ahead, in the no-man's land of the buffet car between first and second class, a few voices were raised in a verse of Blake's Jerusalem. The Englishman across from Rebus smiled. "Only a game," he said to the tins in front of him.